And today we are in the fourth day of our online orientation class for coaches. Hopefully everyone is getting good ideas and knowledge about the Tenikite. As a coach, you should be very proud and you have to make the game more popular and popular in your state. We have decided while we are discussing about the criteria, we have planned to keep 2 men and 1 woman. So most of the people say it is a girl game. It is not so. It's a boy game. Not even a boy game. It is an unisex game. So there is no parameter showing that it is a women game. Why we include this criteria to have 2 men and 1 woman? We have to give an equal opportunity. One of the things is that. And one more thing, the game has to be spread to all the nook and corner of the country. So we requested our subcommittees to make 2 men and 1 woman. This is our main motive. And I request all of them to be very confident and be very attentive in the class. Don't make distraction and don't get yourself distracted while you are watching the video. Please attend the class very carefully and observe what the Shyam sir is telling, because this is very precious. We cannot get back again. So please be attentive. Even I am the student of Shyam sir. I am very eager to watch this. So I request all of them to be very attentive and catch what he is saying exactly to your thing. Sir, please sir.
Thank you very much. Once again, I welcome you all for the fourth day of this Coaches Orientation Program conducted by the Tenikite Federation of India under the subcommittees of Coaching Committee, Technical Committee, as well as the Referees Board Committee. Now, for the last 4 days, 3 days we have been discussing regarding the various aspects of this game. Now, just now, Mr. Dinesh sir has told that somebody has told that this is a girls' game. Okay, when he told this one, I got one a class where I was giving one interview. I have to attend one interview. So it is the last phase of the interview. The written exam was completed. Now, out of 70, only 7 people were called for interview. Out of that, I was one in the 7. So once I got my turn in the interview room, the person who was sitting there is a professor of physical education and from Osmania University. He was also a dean for that physical education of Osmania University. And when he was a dean, he called me many times. He called me many times to give away prizes for the inter universities. When we play there, it is inter colleges for junior colleges as well as degree college. He requested me to come and distribute prizes for the winners and runners. Many times he has called me, and many times they have called me to conduct this championship, inter colleges. So when I entered this interview room, the same person was sitting in front of me and he was taking interview. Along with him, 3 or 4 were there. I know because I recognize everybody and they know me. So what happened? The first question he asked me, you have done your NIS in cricket? Then I said yes. So from cricket you have shifted to Tenikite? Then I said yes. Why? Then I said it is an individual game. It is an individual game, whereas cricket is a team event. There may be a bias in selecting the team, but in a Tenikite is not there. It is an individual game. If you win, you'll go front, means you'll be entering the next rounds. If you lose, you have to go back. There is no bias. Then he said, no, I feel it is a girls' game. Then I said, you are absolutely correct, sir. It is girls' game. I too agree with that, because I don't know, you are a professor and I am just a physical education teacher. can you please let me know? Because if I go to attend some other interviews, the same question may be repeated to me and I may lose my chance to get a job there. So can you please let me know a game which only girls will play? I asked him this question. Please let me know a game which only girls will play. You are telling this Tennis is a girls game. Now tell me only girls game which only girls will play. Then, because nowadays wrestling, boxing, judo, budo, no boys, no girls. Everybody is practicing the event. Volleyball, boxing, everybody is there. Then I asked this question. I know pretty well that I am not going to get the job. The question he has asked me, I came to know that it has been reserved for somebody. Then, sorry sir, before I leave this interview room, can you please let me know? Because if I attend some other interviews, they may ask the same question. This is a girls' game. Hence, I am asking you, can you please tell me a game which only girls will play? No boy will play, only girls will play. Then he was in a trap. He came to know this fellow is going to do something. Then I said, thank you, sir. You cannot answer this question and you are asking me the same question. Thank you very much. You have given me opportunity to attend this interview. Thank you. Then I left that. So like that, there is, even now I am telling you, if there is only girls game, you can tell me, because if I get a chance, I can tell to somebody. There is no game for girls. If you take kabaddi, if you take volleyball, if you take boxing, if you take judo, karate, any game, you take any game, both sex will be playing the game. Okay, it is not that this game is low, that game is high. No, every game is a professional one. Each and every game is a professional one. Don't feel that you're choosing a game. No, every game will get its time to come up. Okay, we are waiting for our turn. It may be sooner or later, but a day will come where you feel proud to be a coach of Tennis. Right, coming back to the point, for the last 3 days, we have been discussing the various aspects of this game, how to train students, at what age, what is the grip of the quoit, what is the spin of the quoit, and etc. etc. So yesterday we have been discussing regarding the combination of exercises, All the individuals I told you, the forehand toss, backhand toss, forehand placing, forehand sides, everything individually we are learning. Now coming to the point of combination, from simple to complex. Once you get the simple, जब आप लोग each exercise, front and back sides, forehand placing, forehand tossing, अलग अलग करें तो अच्छा है, it is easy. But once you go for combination exercise, दो exercise मिला के करने से, it is called combination exercise and very much helpful for a player. Now, how to teach them this combination exercise? So, from simple to complex. What is simple? एक करना आसान है. For example, forehand toss, it is easy. Backhand toss, easy. So, all this individual अलग अलग करने से आसान है. अगर आपको ये आ गया अलग अलग आसान से कर सक रहे, then you have to go for the combination exercise. So what is combination exercise? Yesterday we have learned that, but I just want to repeat it. This combination exercise will help the player to be alert, to be on the toes, because he will be ready to receive the quoit wherever the quoit is landing in his foot. So जहां भी opponent quoit फेंकेगा, उस तरफ जाने के लिए ready रहेगा, ये player ready रहेगा. ये combination exercise इसलिए उपयोग है. Say this will be used only during the game. Now how to practice that? Combining two individual exercises, anything. It may be a forehand toss, forehand placing, forehand toss, backhand placing, backhand toss, forehand placing, backhand toss, forehand placing, backhand sides. Anything you combine. Two or more is a combination exercise. Now, as I am telling you, simple to complex. The first one is simple, individual exercise. Only forehand toss, individual. That is individual. Now, combining with two, forehand toss and backhand sides. or forehand toss, forehand sides, or forehand toss, forehand placing, or forehand toss, backhand placing, or forehand toss and backhand toss. So combining 2 is a called combination exercise. This is simple. More complicated. Now go for 3 exercises. Now, being a coach, you should tell your player, don't anticipate. When you are playing a game, never anticipate. You know, yahan fekega, wahan fekega. No, this is not an anticipation game. Okay, this game is not anticipation. After seeing the releasing of the coin by your opponent, then only you have to make a movement. आप पहले डिसाइड नहीं करना कि मैं इस तरफ फेंकेगा मैं उस तरफ जाऊंगा. No, it is not anticipatory game. It is not chess. Okay, chess is you can anticipate, but in tennis you cannot anticipate. You have to stay at home. After releasing the coin by your opponent, then you start on your movement. That's why I'm telling you should be on the toes. You should be on the toes. Means you should be ready. The game, once the opponent has served, the game has started. Now you are in the first gear. From first gear to second gear, you will not stop in the neutral. You will come back directly to second gear, third gear, fourth gear. You will go like that. So here, once the opponent has served, it is in the first gear. Now you have to change the gears, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. It is in your hands. So don't take rest at home. You should be on the toes. When you are on the toes, it means your vehicle is in gear. There is no need to put first gear then move. No, you are in gear. Your vehicle is in gear. It is in the second or third or fourth gear. So you are in the gear. That's why I'm telling you to be on the toes. Okay, you should be on the toes. Then you are ready to move, make any movement. Never, yesterday somebody was asking me what is the stance, what is the posture of the player in the court. The right leg forward, the leading leg will be little forward with the other leg, and he should be on the toes. You cannot put your heels down. If you are putting your heels down, you are in the neutral. If you talk in the automobile vehicle, you are in the neutral. If you are putting your complete feet down, you are in the neutral. That's why you have to be on the toes. Raise your heels up. Bend your knees, raise your heels up, so that it will be very easy. If you put your feet down completely, flat foot, then to lift your leg, first you have to raise your heel. So raise your heel, taking a step, a second will consume. You are wasting the valuable time to move towards the coin. So you should be on the toes. Whenever you are standing at home, you should be on the toes. Okay? Toes means you are already in gear. You are ready to move anywhere in the court. Now, coming to this combination, from simple to complex. Now you have done 2 combinations. I am telling the coach should be ready to deliver the goods. How? You should imagine, suppose the opponent is serving, he is serving at the forehand toss, and your player is hitting a downward shot, straight down the line, means from forehand to opponent's backhand. It is called down the line. When you say down the line, it is from where you are standing, you are hitting straight in front of you. That is down the line. If I say cross, where you are standing, you are hitting cross. Okay, down the line shot and cross shot. There are 2 things. Down the line shot is where you are standing. From there you are hitting straight. Suppose you are standing in the backhand side. And you are hitting a shot. It is going straight down the line to the forehand of your opponent. That is down line shot. Now, if you are standing at your forehand and if you are hitting a shot down the line, it is going backhand to the opponent player. So you remember, I may not explain you everything like this. When I say down the line shot, it is a straight shot. When I say cross shot, from forehand, he is hitting to the opponent's forehand. From backhand, he is hitting to the opponent's backhand. That is cross shot. Down the line shot is straight. Okay. Now the coach will tell this. Once the player served to your forehand, he will take the coin at the backhand posture, then he'll hit the shot down the line, means straight back to the backhand of the opponent player. From the backhand place of the opponent, he will hit a cross shot, so that from forehand you are coming to the home, then you have to move to your backhand. You have to move to your backhand sides. Now after receiving the coin, you are throwing the coin to the backhand toss of the opponent. Backhand, remember all these things. You are throwing the coin to the backhand toss of your opponent. Now you have done 2 movements. One, forehand toss, now backhand sides. Now again you are coming back to the center. Now after coming back to the home, from backhand toss, you are given to your opponent backhand toss. From backhand toss, he may put you backhand placing. Now you are at home, you have to go for backhand placing, receive the coin and throw it to the forehand of your opponent. Now you did 3 movements. The first one is forehand toss, second one is for backhand sides, third one is backhand placing. Now imagining this, you have to do these 3 movements. First forehand, and if you do all these 3 movements, 1 cycle is complete. Now what was the position? Now from home, you are going to the forehand toss, come home, backhand sides, come home, backhand placing, come home. 1 cycle completed. Again do the same repetition. Forehand toss, backhand sides, backhand placing, home, forehand toss, backhand sides, backhand placing, home. So like this, you are completing 1 cycle. So you have to do 5 to 10 cycles depending upon the player's lung capacity. Keep this in mind, lung capacity. You will not teach this to the sub-junior player. You will be teaching to the junior or senior level. Okay, so this way you have completed 3 movements. Imagination, the coach is giving you guidance. First he is serving to your forehand. From there you are hitting down the line, the opponent hitting to your backhand, so that you are going to the backhand sides. From there you are thrown to the backhand toss of your opponent. Then you are in the home. Then your opponent has dropped the coin to your backhand placing. You are moving to the backhand placing and coming home. So you did 3 movements. Now these 3 movements you have to do, assuming that your opponent is playing. You are doing this. Forehand toss, backhand sides, backhand placing, home. Forehand toss, backhand sides, backhand placing, home. I am not telling in between home, because from home you have to move directly. So from home, forehand toss, backhand sides, backhand placing, home. Forehand toss, backhand sides, backhand placing, home. So this is a combination of 3 movements. So like this, you have to include all other 3 movements. For example, backhand toss, forehand sides, forehand placing. Your opponent has given you toss at the backhand. From there, you are hit down the line to the forehand. Down the line means opponent's forehand. From there, he has cross push to the forehand sides. You are received. Again, you have thrown it. So in this, again, you have 3 movements: backhand toss, forehand sides, forehand placing. Backhand from home, backhand toss, forehand sides, forehand placing. Home, backhand toss, forehand sides, forehand placing. So this is, you are completing 3 of 1 cycle. Now again, what you have to do? Now you are playing only defense. Now when you are playing offense, you should be more faster. I told you yesterday, I have given you 3 important points. 1, before you, after releasing the coin, before your opponent receives the coin, you should be at the home. First point. Yesterday I told you, when you release the coin, before opponent receives the coin, you should be at home. First point. Second, when you release the coin, see the opponent where he is standing and which place is farther to him. Throw your coin at that place. Second. Third, when you are releasing the quoit, don't look at the quoit. Don't look at the quoit. You have to keep an eye on the opponent. So these 3 points I'm telling. So in the same way you should inculcate that practice here. When you are doing this forehand toss, look at the opponent. Forehand backhand sides, look at the opponent. Backhand placing, look at the opponent. In the same way, backhand toss, look at the opponent. Forehand sides, look at the opponent. Forehand placings, look at the opponent. So let me be more clear with this combination. Before that, I would like to tell you, because this is a coach's orientation, I want to put one important thing to every coach, to would-be coaches. Apart from all these things, there is a one word called responsibility of a coach. There is one word called responsibility of a coach. Being a coach, what is your responsibility? You should first know that. Being a coach, what is your responsibility? Okay, until now, you have told your children, your players, how to play the game, what are the things, running, court measurements, this, everything you are taught. But there is a important word called responsibility of a coach. What is the responsibility of a coach? It is not that. It is not that only teaching and going away. It is not the responsibility of a coach. There are many things. There are many things included in this. For example, when I was a coach, coach means you may be teaching at your school level or your area level or your state level, anything. You are a coach. Now, when I was giving coaching, then I understood what is the responsibility of coach. Giving training and going away is not your job. Your job is added with some other burden. When I was a coach teaching my students in my playground, before the start of the game, they used to line up. After completing of the session, they used to line up. After that, what I used to ask them, how are you studying? Because their parents may ask you, "Arey kya sahab tum usko khila rahe ho, unhe bilkul nahi pad raha." It comes on you. Again, they are pointing you. You are not telling anything. You are just telling them to play and get out. No, this is your responsibility. After lineup, you should ask them, how are you reading, dear? Are you okay in your studies? If not, if you want tuition, I am ready to help you. So you have to encourage in all-round performance. It is not only in the sports. You should encourage them in their daily routine, other world also. So you should ask them how you are reading. Is there any difficulty when your exams are going to start? If you want to take off from the game, you take off, but you concentrate on your studies. So everything you should tell them. Don't bunk the school regularly. Are you going to school regularly? You have to meet their parents also. These are the things. It is not so that you should take their confidence and they should also take you in confidence. So they will feel happy. Yes, the coach is looking after my son, my daughter carefully. He's teaching the game as well as he's looking after their studies also. Okay. Apart from this, if there is any local tournament, I am talking about your wards. They are studying, maybe studying 6th class, 7th class, 8th class, 9th class, 10th class. They are in studying. But as a coach, your responsibility, you should ask them. You may be studying degree or you may be doing job, but still you are older to them. You have knowledge regarding what is the study, what is the capacity, what their capacity is. So apart from this, if there is any local tournament, you are taking your 4 or 5 children to participate in that tournament. Now you should also ask them, do you have money to go by bus? If not, you should be ready to put that money, to spend money. then only that confidence comes. The students will take you into confidence. Yes, my master is looking after me very well. So these are the things you have to take care. It is not that just telling them to practice and get away. No, you have to ask each and every. If says, sir, tomorrow I cannot come, sir, my father is not feeling well. You say, okay, fine. So when he returns back, comes back to your play, you should ask the first question, how is your father? So that interaction gives you more scope to go and mingle with your students. You should ask him, how is your father? And when you came to know his father is not well, after 2 days, your student is not coming, you go to his house, if it is very near, and find out how is his father. So this makes you to have good confidence on the children, and their parents also will take you into confidence. If you take them to some other place, they will be very happily sending with you, because they have seen you in all sorts of life. They have seen you, so they'll have more confidence. Okay, my coach is looking after my ward very well. Compared to me, he is also looking after very well. So these are the things you have to take in full confidence. And apart from this, their studies, taking them to some other place to play and bringing them. So when you are taking them to some other place, even in a local tournament, you should tell their parents at what time you will be coming back. Suppose you are coming back at 7:30, you should tell them by 8:30 we will be back. 1 hour extra, because as soon as you finish your game, you may not be coming back due to buses, rush or some other, there may be. So you should take half an hour, 45 minutes extra time. They may ask you when you are going to come back, you say 8:30. You know pretty well you are back at 7:30, but you have to tell them 8:30. If you are back by 7:45, 8 o'clock, they'll happy. You know pretty well that is the time. If you tell that we are coming back by 7:30 and you are back at 8:30, they'll bang you. Okay, so take all the things, you prepare yourself. You have to take at least 1 hour extra, so that you are telling that by 8:30 we will be back. If you are back by 7:30 or 7:45, they'll feel very happy. So you can tell, yes, we got bus early, we came back. So second day, same thing, tell 8:30. Depending, suppose the prize distribution is there and your wards have won the prize, it may be late. So tell them we'll be back by 10:30 or 9 o'clock, because it will be late due to the prize distribution. And keep it in mind, your players are very small, they are studying. Keep your money in your pocket, because you should give them something to eat, banana, anything, so that they can concentrate on the game, as well as they love you very much. All these things you have to do to your player. It is not just coach lifting your car and getting out. No, you have to look after their life also. Their life during the game, after the game. Once they are doing job, once they do job, now they will come to know, yes, till now our coach was giving money to us. Now if there is any tournament for senior, junior, then they will say, sir, we'll take them. You come slowly, we will take them. So that is what I want from you.
So sorry for interruption, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, our Secretary General is joining the meeting, sir.
Yeah, please.
Kind information.
Yeah.
So for the first time he is joining our meeting, sir. We'll welcome him on the.
Yeah, please. Anil sir.
Sir.
Anil
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
It seems that Secretary General is on the line. Can you please welcome him?
Hello. Sound off.
Yeah. So, yeah, I welcome our Secretary General, Sri Lakshmikantam sir, for this coaches oriented program. Please, attending this coaching camp. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Now coming to this point of coaches. So this is at grassroots level. This is at your area where you are giving coaching. Now once you come to a state level, okay, you will be taking a state team, you are a district team. So there also you have to keep this in mind. What are the whereabouts of your children, how they are playing, what you are doing. So with confidence, the parents will be sending with you. So all these things is a responsibility. It is not that giving coaching and getting away. So these are the main basic responsibility of a coach. Now, when you are taking them to the higher level for state level or nationals, your responsibility will increase. For example, when you are bringing your team for the national level, so what is the responsibility of a coach? In nationals, what is the responsibility of the coach? Now, the first and foremost thing is, you are with your players, you are in the arena where the games are going on, where the nationals are going on. Okay, you don't leave your players alone. You should be with your players. You should be with your players. Your players should be around you. Okay, first point. I'm talking about, I have completed my at the grassroots level at your area. Even the same thing with your state level. But once you come to the nationals, taking a state team, your state team, as a coach, you are coming as a coach, as a state team. Now, what is your responsibility? I told you that is very important. Golden word, responsibility is golden word. Now, you should be with your players. 24 hours you should be with your players. Now, when you are entered the arena where the games are going on, national championship is going on, you should keep one ear on the mic, because the table officials will call you. So and so team has to play so and so. For example, they will be calling Punjab team to play against Chandigarh. Punjab team to play against Chandigarh. I request the Punjab coach and Chandigarh coach to please report at the mic point, at the official table. So this is the point where you are being a coach, your responsibility starts. As soon as you heard this, if you are busy talking to your players, I told you one ear should be on the mic, or your player will say, sir, somebody is calling you in the mic. So it is your responsibility, the foremost responsibility. Once they call you, it is for the toss. Match between Punjab and Chandigarh. I request the coach or manager to report at the mic point. Immediately, you should report at the mic point. Your discipline will reflect on your player. Once you receive this call and you immediately come to the official table, then they will feel, yes, we should also try to maintain this type of discipline. So you're at the official table for taking toss. The match between Punjab and Chandigarh. Okay, the task, you have taken the task, you have won A and B and task is over, and they will be giving you one slip to write the names. Being a coach,
hello sir.
Being a coach, you know pretty well who is playing singles, who is playing doubles. Who is playing singles and who is playing doubles. You can put the names there only, or you can ask your players who is playing. So you have to give freedom to them to talk to you. So after taking the names, come back immediately, give that slip so that we can start the match. Immediately give that slip to the table official and get ready, because you have given the names. First name is Joginder Singh, second one is Ravinder Singh. So you have given, the first time you have given Joginder Singh, second game Ravinder Singh. So ask them to get ready. Okay, ask them to get ready. How you will tell them to get ready? I'll tell you that. Okay, you please remind me this one. Now, you have given the names, everything has done, you have given to the table official. Now, table official has called the names. Okay, first match between Joginder Singh versus Sharma of Chandigarh. Okay, so as you have given the names, you should prepare them for their warm-up. It is not finished. You have given the names and no. After giving the names, you prepare your words, you prepare your players. Please go and do warm-up. You have to tell them. Before each and every match, they have to warm up. Okay, early in the morning, you have done their complete exercise. But during the game at 10 o'clock, in the morning 6 o'clock, you made them warm up. After that, you have given rest from 7 to 9 or 10. Now the time has come. Punjab versus Chandigarh, you have given the names. Joginder, the first singles, Joginder versus Sharma. So you cannot, you did not finish your job. You have to tell them, please go and do warm up. As soon as you give the names, you tell them, please go and do warm up, little warm, because early in the morning they have done their warm up, now little warm up, so that you are ready to play the game. Okay. After completing the warm up, you can practice with the quoit. You can practice with the quoit. When the opponent comes, the Sharma of Chandigarh has come. Now leave the quoit, let them practice. Okay, that is the first point. Now coming to the other responsibility. After giving the names to the official table, you have given their names to the official, you have made them ready to play, you have given them warm up, everything has done. Now what you have to do? After your players, along with the team, you are going to the, suppose you are playing the match in court number 1. Along with your team, you have to go to the court number 1. Both the team coaches and managers with players of Punjab and Chandigarh will go to court number 1. Okay, after going there, listen, the warm-up session, everything is done. The referee is ready. Now the game will start. Now your position is, you take a chair will be provided for you. As a coach, you sit on the chair. A chair will be provided for you. You sit on the chair and watch the game. Now here your responsibility starts again. While the game is in progress, if you want to take time out, you have to first inform to the second referee, because the first referee, main referee, will be busy watching the game. You can just tell the second referee, as soon as the rally is completed, I want time out, sir. You inform him, I'll be taking, as soon as the rally is completed, I'll be taking time out, sir. You inform to the second referee, then come back to your players. Once the rally is completed, you ask for time out to the first referee. You ask for time out for the first referee. You have already informed, because the second referee will also tell to the first referee, sir, stop, time out for this team. So simultaneously you are also standing up. Don't sit and ask for time out. You have to stand up. Once you stand up, the referee will watch you. You ask for time out. Okay. Whatever instructions you have to give standing out of the boundary line of the court. Don't enter the court. You have to stand outside the court, give your instructions. Okay. After giving the instructions, the coach will tell, the referee will tell timing. Means you have completed your 30 seconds timing. Then it is your primary responsibility to say thank you to the referee, because he has given the required things for you. So say timeout. In the timeout, say thank you for him. In the meantime, what you have to do, don't run for the water bottle at that moment. As a coach, it is your responsibility to keep a water bottle and a napkin with you. If requires a glucose box also. In the interval timeout, you have to give this. You have to offer to your player standing outside the court. You have to offer this. You have to give water bottle. If he wants water, if he wants glucose, in 30 seconds you have to finish, and whatever instructions you have to give, you have to give. And you cannot do all these things. Okay, tell one guy, one of the player, hey, give water bottle. If he wants water bottle, you. The second one, you give this Glucon-D if he wants. You are taking the towel. As a coach, you are taking towel. If he says yes, he will drink water, he will take Glucon-D, then you can give the napkin to him and simultaneously giving the instructions. You have to give the instructions. Okay, this is the thing. And the other thing, if you want to talk to the referee, if there is some problem, you want to talk to the referee, don't go through the court. The match is stopped. Even though the game is stopped, don't go across the court. go around the court. It doesn't take much time. It shows your discipline. As a coach, it shows your discipline. Go around the court, talk to the referee. What is your problem? Talk to the referee politely, come back and take your place. Come back and take your place. Don't go through the court. Okay? This is the things. And one more. As a coach, the organizers will provide you first aid. The organizers will provide you first aid. But it is not wrong if you keep few band-aids and few, that is a tape, white tape. Few bandages and a plaster. If you keep with you, it is not wrong. You can keep these things with you. Okay, organizer will provide the first aid. I don't agree. I don't deny that. They will provide. But for simple reason, you cannot stop the game and go to the organizer to bring the plaster. No, if you are having this few plasters and first what is called tape, band-aid, it will work out. It will work out for you. Okay, you are not stopping the process of the game. It will show the discipline what you are having. Okay, apart from this, so half of the things of coach we are completing. Now, you have to give the utmost reverence, or your show your this thing to the referee and other officials. Give much respect to these people. Even your players will learn that. Giving respect to the referees, other officials, your opponents, and any other player. He is not that your opponent, any player. You should inculcate such type of things at your workplace where you are giving coaching. Okay, every time you have to go on telling, so that they will inculcate these type of things, and they will behave properly with the opponents, with the officials, whether you lose the game or you win the game. You should be admiring the opponent's game. If he wins, you should admire his game. Yes, you have done a very good job. If you win, yeah, very well played. I hope you'll give a good fight in the next time. So these type of encouraging words you should tell to the opponent. If you lose, well played. If you win, better luck next time. So simple. To win the hearts of your opponents, it is very simple. Okay, so tell few encouraging words. Tell few encouraging words. During the game, you may forget all these things, but you should push your players to do this. If he comes by mistake, he comes out after winning the game without meeting the player. If he comes out, you just tap him, well played, but go and meet your opponent first. He is there, that's why you have won. He was there playing with you, that's why you have won. Go and tell, and such type of things you should inculcate. So he will go and meet the opponent and he will tell the requirements, well played, whatever he wants to tell. Then he will meet the referee and other officials. This is the basic thing. You should inculcate these type of things to your players. Okay, from there, during the match, never argue with the referee. You tell this to your players, as well as you should maintain that. Never argue. If you want to ask anything, I told you, go around the court. You take, sir, 1 minute, sir. You don't ask for time out, sir, 1 minute. Then you can go. When the court is dead, when there is, after the completion of the rally, sir, 1 minute, sir, then go. You cannot walk. This is not a catwalk. You have to run. You have to run around the court, meet the referee and ask your doubt, come back. He will not wait for you, because you have to come back and sit on your place. Till you come back to your place, he will not start the game. That's why you are wasting your time. You have to run to the referee. Around the court, you run to the referee, ask your doubt, come back running, sit in place. Then only he will start. So these are the minute things which will attract your attention, the discipline, what you are having towards the game, towards the officials, towards your player, towards the opponents. So these are minute things where you can teach your players to do such type of beautiful things, right? Apart from these things, what you can do when you are doing this, giving instructions to the players. Suppose the opponent will also take timeout. If it doesn't have a water bottle, after giving water bottle to your own player, send this to the opponent. Send this to the opponent. It is so, see, we are playing match to win. Okay. It is not more than your humanity. We are playing a match to win. Everybody is there to win the match. But don't forget the humanity. So send the water bottle to the opponent. I am telling you, I hope nobody will forget the water bottle now. Okay, keep 2 or 3 water bottles ready. If one is empty, send for the other water bottle. So you should be well equipped. You can see, there is a saying, when the war starts, now you are loading your gun. You are preparing how to fight. No, you should be with loaded guns. You are going to the war with loaded guns. So these are our bullets, water bottle, napkins, first aid, plaster, everything. You should be ready. Don't wait on others to come and do the help. You should be ready to help others. This is minor thing. Humanity, on humanitarian accounts, you have to do this. You are having 3 water bottles, but the opponent is not having a water bottle. He is waiting for that. You can pretty well see, winning and losing is secondary. Where did your humanity lost? Go send 1 water bottle to your opponent. He'll be very happy. So I want this type of things happen in the court. Yeah, playing to win is different. Playing to win is different. Yeah, everybody is, whether it is Jammu and Kashmir, Pondicherry, Hyderabad, any state, you are there to play the game to win. But at the end of the match, there is only one team winning. So forget about that. But when the times comes, that is the humanity where you have to do. Okay, now coming to the best point. Never dispute with the referee's decision. Never dispute. Don't shout from the place where you are sitting. Never shout. If there is any problem after giving a decision, run, you show the hand, run across around the court, talk to the referee in a polite manner. You understand the things, what for the dispute has come, then come back slowly, come back to your own place. So disputing what will happen, the atmosphere of the playing area, that is court number 1, will spoil. By disputing the court number, once the dispute has come, then argument starts. From arguments and things will turn, the atmosphere will affect a lot. So forget about that. If there is any dispute, go to the referee, ask him, come back. So don't shout. We should hear only the sound of the referee, the voice of the referee, no other sound, no other voice. If there is any problem, you can go. Only timeout. Yes, you can tell slowly timeout and signal, he will come to know. So these are the very few things where the effect of the games reflects a lot and on everybody. It will help everybody, the organizers, the officials, all other office bearers. It will show a beautiful discipline. In future, everybody will think, yes, if you want to go watch anything, it should be only tennis game. I told you in the beginning, a day will come where people will throng to see these matches. I hope the day will definitely come, and the more discipline you have, the more the game goes up. It starts from the grassroots level. Let us be a good coach. Let us bring up good players. Let us show them discipline. This all reflects on the game, and on the whole, the game will be uplifted. So there is a definite chance where people will throng to see these matches in future. Right. Now, coming back to the point of combination, sir, may I know how much time is left more?
Sir, we have 10 minutes, sir.
10 minutes it might give.
No, sir, actually we have to finish by 8:15. You can take, sir.
Yeah, I conclude within 5 minutes.
Yes, yes, thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, one more small request to the coaches. I told you you can give instructions to the players during timeout. During timeout, you can give instructions. You are taking timeout, give instructions. Whatever you want to give the instructions in 30. He will taking rest, he will be drinking water, he will take whatever things you want to take, the player will be taking. But in 30 seconds, give the instructions. Now, when you are back to your chair, after the timeout is completed, never shout at the player. See, think that the player is also playing to win the match. No player is playing to lose a match. Once you are sitting in the chair and you are shouting at him, instead of showing his skills, he'll be demoralized. Don't shout, hey, throw at the forehand, throw at the backhand, throw fan, throw play. No, you are a coach, my dear. You are a coach. Players will be learning by seeing you. They will think, oh, coach should shout. Now the players who are around you, the players, the team which you have brought, the state team which you have brought, 6 girls and 6 boys, they will watch you shouting on the chair. Hey, where are you throwing? Throwing at the back, throwing fan, throwing. They will say, okay, tomorrow if I become a coach, I should shout like this. So you are showing your, this one, how to be a coach. No, you should be very polite. You are instructed. If you want to instruct them, play coolly. You cannot, this is not a running commentary. Throw to backhand, throw to forehand. Your players who are sitting by the side, they will say, oh, this is the way how to coach. Suppose this coach, somebody on the official table, it has given, yes, coach of Punjab, please report the mic point. Because you are having a team championship of women's. Then he will go, the player will sit down in his place. So he has seen the action of your coach. Hey, now this player starts shouting because he has seen the coach shouting from this chair. So you will think coach position is like this, he has to. No, you are becoming a bad example. Never shout. Tell coolly. See, first keep it in mind.
Hello, sir. Hello.
The player is there to win the game. The player is playing his own game to win. No player is playing to lose the match. First point. To the best of his ability, he is playing. If the opponent wins the match, okay, some minor mistakes your player has done. With those minor mistakes, the opponent might have won. But it is not the end of the road. Don't shout. Let him go and meet the officials, the players. Let the things cool down. After completing the team championship, take your play. You might have won or you might have lost the game. That is different. Take your players. Even winning, take the players. Even losing, take your players. Take all the 6 boys and 6 girls. If you lose, if you win, both are same. Take all the 6 players with you. Go to a place where there is no disturbance. Let them sit. You also sit with them. Talk to them. Tell them, yes, you have played a very good match. I too agree. But now, after telling some few encouraging words, now tell them where they have done the mistake. Don't shout. Shouting does not give you result. What result you want, shouting does not give you. Take them to a secure place. Ask them to sit. Let them relax. Tell them you have played a very nice game. Everything is fine. Even winning the game. If after winning the game, you tell them, yes, you have played a very nice game, but few points you have done this mistake. That's why in the first set you lost, second, third you recovered that. You can tell them. Okay, in the same way, if they lose also, don't shout. Let them sit, let them relax. After doing that, now slowly tell them encouraging words, then tell how they can improve the game. Because being a coach, you have seen their complete game. Now you know why they are lost. More points might have given at forehand placing or backhand toss. So tell them, you are given more placing there at forehand placing and backhand toss. In next game, you try to cope up with this so that they'll feel very happy. They'll try to push their game to a higher level. If you shot at them, साला ये कभी भी ऐसा ही करते रहता, जीतो गाली देता, हारे तो भी गाली देता. So they'll not have confidence in you. Let them play the game. No player is playing to lose the game. Okay. So by this, again, if there is any doubt regarding the responsibility of the coach or the movements, what attitude, combination of the game, I'll be giving you 2 minutes time. You can just ask me the questions. Thank you.
No doubt.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, this is Ratipriya from Tamil Nadu, sir.
Yes.
Can you please explain why it is important to take AB when you win the toss, sir?
Okay. First, before I explain that, I should take permission whether can I tell this or not. I should take permission from the technical committee.
Sir, with pleasure, sir. You can. Sir, you can, sir.
Yes.
Yes, you can, sir.
Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. I'll tell you, definitely I'll tell you. But is there for any other participants, if there is any doubt in the things what we have discussed, if there is any doubt, I'll explain that. If there is any doubt, I'll clarify. Then I'll come to the Ratipriya's question. Okay, because it is going out of the track. I'll give you Ratipriya. I'll give you the answer. But let me, because I don't want to divert my course of this one. So if there is any doubt regarding the 4 days what we have spent, okay, if there is any doubt, not today's, even the last 3 days, what we have been discussing among ourselves, if there is any doubt, you can ask me. 2 minutes, I can, if not, I'll go to Ratipriya's question.
No doubt, sir.
Okay then, fine. So no doubts. I hope I am very much clear. मैं समझूंगा जो भी मैं बात कर रहा था इतने 4 दिन से, आज 4था दिन है, गुजरे 3 दिन से जो भी मैं टेन्यूर्ड गेम के बारे में बोल रहा था, आप लोग थोड़ा बहुत समझे होंगे. बिकॉज प्रैक्टिकल जरूरी है, ये गेम सीखने के लिए एक प्रैक्टिकल जरूरी है. थियरी कितना भी बोलो, अगर मैं एक पेंसिल के बारे में बोलना चाहता हूँ, पेंसिल ऐसा रहता वैसा रहता वैसा रहता, मैं 1000 वर्ड्स भी 1000 शब्द भी इस्तेमाल किया तो पेंसिल को मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता. बट अगर मैं पेंसिल दिखाया, ओ ये है साहब, 1000 जब से बोल रहे खाली ये दिखाया तो हो जा रहा था ना, ये हिसाब रहता. सो प्रैक्टिकल इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम थियरी. नाउ इफ देयर इज एनी डाउट you can ask me. If not, I'll go to the Ratipriya's question. Okay, fine. The question of Ratipriya is, once you win the toss, why we should take AB, not XY? Now everybody can put it on your paper. AB and XY. You put AB on one side, XY on the right side. Put A on the top, B down, X on the top, Y on the down. A on the top, B down, X top, Y down. Now, A will be playing with, in team championship, the first match will be A versus X. A will be playing the first match, A versus X. Okay. In the second match, B versus Y. The second match will be B versus Y. And the third match will be doubles. The third match will be doubles. Anybody can play. And if two matches won by one team, the two singles won by one team, and the doubles won by the other team, now you have to go for the reverse singles. Suppose two matches won by one team, two singles won by one team, and the doubles also won by the same team. The score is 3-0. There is no need to play reverse. But first two singles and one doubles, if any team wins two matches and other team wins one match, you have to go for compulsory reverse singles. Now the reverse singles will be A is playing with Y. In the reverse singles, I am talking about the reverse singles. दो मैच हो गए, दो मैच एक टीम जीत गया, डबल्स मैच दूसरा टीम जीत गया. नाउ रिवर्स सिंगल्स खेलना. रिवर्स सिंगल्स में फर्स्ट ए बी से खेला, अब ए वाई से खेलेगा. ए विल प्ले विथ वाई, बी विल प्ले विथ एक्स. Now, if you put a diagram, first match played by A, first match played by A, second match played by B, third match played by somebody else, not A, B or X, Y, somebody played. Now fourth match is being played by A, fifth match is being played by B. There are 5 matches. Now other side. Now see, first match played by A, second match played by B, and the doubles played by somebody, that is third match, and the fourth match played by A, and the fifth match played by B. And here, first match played by X, second match played by Y, third match played by somebody, now fourth match played by Y, fifth match played by X. Now if you see this lettering here, first match X, second match Y, third match somebody else, again fourth match Y, fifth match X. Now the Y is playing back-to-back games here, back-to-back, except in the doubles, the Y is playing back-to-back matches. Whereas here A is getting rest, where he is taking, when B is playing, he has taken rest. When doubles is going on, he has taken rest. 2 games he got rest, whereas Y got only 1 game rest, that is doubles. Only doubles he got rest. Who? Y. Whereas A got 2 rests, that is when B is playing, he got rest. When doubles are going on, he got rest. So that is the advantage of taking A and B. The A will be getting more rest. Whereas here X and Y, the Y is not getting rest. So hence we will be taking only A and B if you win the toss. Yeah, anything else? Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And today we are in the end of the session. Before concluding the class, I would like to call our coaching committee convener, Shri Murli, to address the gathering.
I hope you should unmute.
Unmute. Please unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
பேசுறீங்களா?
சொல்லுங்க பேசுங்க.
सबको मेरा नमस्कार. ऑल द स्टेट कोचेस को मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है, डेलीगेट फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से टेक्निकल कमिटी
remove the mic so that it will be clear.
And everybody committee.
மைக்கை கீழே விட்டுட்டே பேசு. கீழே விட்டுரு. அப்படியே பேசு.
कमेटी तीनों कमेटी कोचेस के लिए बहुत अच्छा ओरिएंटेशन क्लासेस बहुत अच्छी तरह से ले रहा है। क्लास में जो भी पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है कोचेस सब लोग करना है, इससे अच्छा मौका कभी नहीं मिलता है। ये मौका सबको ऑर्गेनाइजिंग अपना तीनों कमिटी एंड TKFI all the office bearer को नमस्कार बोलता हूँ।
Dinesh.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And I request our Anil Varpe sir.
Sham sir.
And Anil, Dinesh sir, and Satyana Vishwana.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Dinesh sir.
Hi, sir.
Dinesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dinesh. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Dinesh.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing.
Sunyana.
Hello. Today we have got our Secretary General in our
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm coming to
workshop.
that, sir.
So I wish let him speak. Let him will listen to him.
Yes, sir.
Let him speak. We are
After
talking daily.
finishing our,
So I just request. Please ask Lakshmikantam sir.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Address us. Give
It is
some
all our-
valuable suggestions.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Thank you.
It is all our pleasure to welcome our Secretary General, TKFI, Sri Lakshmikantam sir, who has given a chance to conduct this online orientation class. And without him, it is not at all possible. So before concluding with this evening, I welcome our Secretary General to address the gathering and give his valuable advice to the coaches. Sir, please, sir. Sir, unmute yourself. Sir? Sir?
Sir, unmute చేసుకోండి సార్. మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోవాలి కాంతం సార్. మీరు కింద మైక్ ఉంటుంది దాని మీద వచ్చేయండి.
आप अनम्यूट कर दो।
లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ కింద ఉంటుంది, లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ కింద. మీ మొబైల్లో మైక్ది ఉంటుంది. అయ్యా
म्यूट वस्तुंदा।
యా
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good
I
evening.
welcome you all for online orientation classes for coaches being organized by 3 subcommittees. Again, I am telling, being organized by 3 subcommittees, that is coaching committee, referee board, and technical committee. All these committees, they have come forward and they are conducting this coaching online classes. I am very happy, and at the same time, I think all those who are attending these classes, they are following the rules very thoroughly. I once again thank you all those who are attending the classes. My sincere request you with all the upcoming coaches, please maintain the decorum of that tennis-quiet game while they are playing the game. Even players as well as coaches also. Thank you, one and all. Good luck.
Sir. Thank you, sir. This is our honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And this is our pleasure to hear from our Secretary General. And we have been very blessed. As a coach, we have been very blessed from his speech. So it is a very great things which we are concluding by the fourth day. Before that, I will ask our Anil Varpe sir to give away his speech towards the gathering. Please, sir, please.
Hello, thank you, Kantam sir. Thank you very much. With your these blessings, definitely all these subcommittees will work much more harder
Thank you.
to bring the game up, to bring the Tennecoit in limelight. Today, I just watched the great player, 7 or 8 times national player, national champion, Mr. N. Sadhguru was also witnessing this coaching camp. It is great pleasure for us that such coaches are witnessing this session also. And definitely, it is these coaching classes, we are just doing this technicality, but the Sham sir who is explaining each and everything, the minute and lesser minute things to players and coaches, how to become a good man and how to become a good coach. Because the coach is not only a coach, but he is a human being, and he should be human. He should show humanity to all players, and being a gentleman. And first, he should be a gentleman. That is his intention while explaining each and everything. While you are talking with, how you talk to your players, how you make relations with them. You should be a family member of his. You should be a family work, act like a family member. These all things why he's explained so keenly and so minutely that I hope everybody will know that he should be a gentleman and he should behave, and his behavior should reflect in next nationals like this. So I must thanks to Sham sir also, and not less than technical committee chairman and convener Mr. Satyanarayanan and Dinesh. Both are taking much pains to out this program, and our coaching committee convener is Murli sir. Thank you very much, Dinesh. Over to Dinesh.
Thank you, sir. Before concluding, we have introduced today's topic, how the players should be in area, how the coaches should handle the arena, play arena. This is our idea with Sham sir, so we have not described in our topic, because this is one of the most important thing where the player has to maintain, where the coaches has to educate the player, how the players to handle the ground, as well as how the coaches has to handle the referees. So you all will be coming to know that with all experience from Sham sir. We have received all the experience and everything from advice from the Sham sir. I'm very thankful to Sham sir. And one more thing, as Anil Varpe has said, we have to maintain the responsibility. As a coach, we should be as a brother, we should be as a father, we should be as everything, as a mother. We should feel them, he is our children. That's why, in law, there is an act. Most of them will be hearing that, POCSO. That is a main, most of the things coaches will be charged in that POCSO case, because they are very closer to the children. Most of the case, seeing the scenario, most of the schools, the PETs will get this POCSO cases, be charged for such offences. So maintain your good relationship as well as with the children, as well as with the parents, so that you give them a confidence. You show them that this game will bring them to a good level and upper level to their future. And one more small instruction from my end. As Sham sir said, you please lay a court in your local place. You try to lay a court, making as a theoretical and just don't record in a paper. You make it yourself possible in a ground, and you just lay the court and see. That is a victory we are getting, so that we will be happy and yourself will be happy. Even it is possible, you can take a selfie that we have laid a court and you can share in a group. So our technical committee and referees board and our coaching committee will be very happy that we have given you a good thing from our end. And I'm finally thanking the TKFA office bearers, especially our Secretary General who has given his speech today, and it was a very honor that we are having him here today. And I especially thank our CEO and treasurer and all the subcommittee members and joint secretaries of this evening. And thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you all.
Dinesh, 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hope everybody knows that tomorrow is the concluding day. Tomorrow is the last day, and we'll be dealing with more important things. Till now, it was important. Till today, it was important things, but tomorrow it will be more important. Okay, but it will be very short. And I request all the participants. I request with all the participants, please come out with ideas tomorrow, because you are not going to get any chance later on. Whatever you want to tell regarding this session, because if your feedback will make us to take many more such classes. We want your feedback tomorrow. We'll give time to each and everybody who wants to say something regarding this orientation program, so that we can plan few more orientation programs where many upcoming coaches will get the chance to serve their state. Okay, so my sincere request, don't waste time tomorrow, because if anybody, because we'll be giving time to speak regarding this orientation program. So keep this in mind, because last time what happened, the feedback was very less. So we could not to do this program also. There is a lot of hustle and puzzle, and we have shifted, postponed this this one orientation program also. So it should not be like that. So be prepared. If you want to give any suggestions, it is done. If you want to, because somebody will be putting it on a paper. I hope Anil sir and Dinesh will be doing that. Your suggestions will be putting the things on the paper, and we will try to put your suggestions to in the next future or the next things what we are going to continue. Okay, so I request you to give your feedback tomorrow. So tomorrow's session is the most important one. Till now it is important, tomorrow should be the most important. Only we'll be dealing with 3 subjects. Only 3 chapters will be there. So it is very important. So thank you very much. Dinesh, you can continue.